Have you ever looked up at the sky and seen something that made you stop and stare? Something that had no easy explanation, no clear origin, and no reasonable answer. Most of the time, the sky gives us clouds, plains, and weather. But every so often, someone looks up at exactly the right moment, and what they see stops them cold. Today, we're exploring some of the strangest things ever seen in the sky.
This video surfaced out of China, and it looks like their city is floating in the clouds.
Some have scientific explanations, others were officially investigated, and a few remain completely unexplained. Let's begin. Hangzhou Airport UFO Incident. On July 7, 2010, China's busy Xiaoshan Airport in Hangzhou shut down after reports of an unidentified object in its airspace.
There was an unknown object seen in the skies over the airport, so according to our regulations, we had to close the airspace.
Air traffic controllers and passengers described glowing lights moving in ways inconsistent with normal aircraft. Following aviation protocols, authorities suspended operations for nearly an hour, grounding 6 flights and diverting 12 others, affecting around 1,000 passengers. Chinese officials launched an investigation, but no public explanation was ever released. The object remains unidentified to this day. That is where we begin, and things only get stranger from here. Not every strange sight in the sky is a mystery. Many have scientific explanations. Understanding what can be explained helps highlight the rare cases that still cannot. Red dust cloud. Witnesses in Teixeiras, Brazil described it as resembling a nearby meteorite impact or a forming tornado. The cloud appeared dense, red, and rapidly rising, creating an unsettling effect. Meteorologists later concluded it was a red-tinted dust cloud shaped by local wind conditions. It lasted about 5 minutes before dissipating completely, leaving no damage or trace. Though dramatic, it was entirely natural. Science gave this one a clean answer. The next few were not quite so simple. Green storm. In Custer Falls, a powerful storm turned the sky an eerie green as winds reached 80 miles per hour and hail battered the area. Homes were damaged and power lines fell. The unusual color came from sunlight scattering through hail and heavy rain, a well-understood phenomenon. Even so, the sight was unforgettable and deeply unsettling. Still, meteorologists had their answer. Moving on. Orange sky. In March of 2022, the sky above Murcia turned a deep, vivid orange. It caused flight cancellations and road closures. The explanation was a Saharan sandstorm, vast quantities of fine desert sand carried across the Mediterranean by wind systems and suspended high in the atmosphere. It is not dangerous, and it has happened before. But nothing quite prepares you for looking out the window and seeing the sky turn the color of fire. Fata Morgana.
This video surfaced out of China, and it looks like their city is floating in the clouds.
After a hailstorm in China in 2018, witnesses filmed what looked like a city floating above the horizon. The effect, known as a fata morgana, occurs when layers of air at different temperatures bend light and project distorted images of distant objects into the sky. Documented for centuries, it once led sailors to report phantom cities and floating islands. The phenomenon is real, explainable, and remarkably disorienting to witness. Lenticular cloud. Lenticular clouds form when moist, stable air flows over mountains, creating smooth, lens-shaped formations that can remain motionless for long periods. Their disc-like appearance often leads people to mistake them for spacecraft. A striking example appeared above Bursa, Turkey, perfectly symmetrical and hovering over the landscape. Despite its unusual appearance, it was simply a cloud, though not one that looks ordinary at first glance. Ground flash and sundogs. A cyclist in Greenwood, Indiana, captured a strange, shifting beam of light that appeared to dance across the sky. The phenomenon, known as a crown flash, occurs when electromagnetic effects align ice crystals in the atmosphere, causing light to move rapidly. A related effect, called a sundog, creates bright spots beside the sun through similar ice crystal interactions. These natural phenomena have been observed worldwide and even on Mars. Light pillars. In January 2023, residents of Las Vegas witnessed unusual red and white columns of light rising into the night sky. These were light pillars created when ice crystals in the air reflected artificial lights from below. While common in colder climates, they are rare in Las Vegas due to its typically warm conditions. Their unexpected appearance made the spectacle especially striking and sparked widespread attention. Those are the ones science can explain. What comes next? It cannot. Jesus figure. In Salvador de Jujuy, Monica photographed a cloud formation resembling a robed figure with outstretched arms, drawing comparisons to Christ the Redeemer. Around the same time, a similar image was captured above Agripoli, Italy. The tendency to recognize familiar shapes in random patterns. Either way, both photographs remain remarkably striking. 2 countries, 2 photographers, 2 nearly identical images. Make of that what you will. 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. In 2009, storm photos from Malaysia showed dark cloud formations that many interpreted as the 4 horsemen from the Book of Revelation. Researchers attributed the effect to pareidolia, the brain's tendency to find familiar patterns in vague images. Still, the formations appeared unusually coherent, and the images quickly spread worldwide after being posted online, fueling debate between symbolism and perception. Cross-shaped lights. 2 separate incidents, different locations, same basic phenomenon, a cross of light appearing in the night sky. Possible explanations included laser shows, atmospheric light refraction, and the bending of artificial light through cold air. Religious groups saw divine signs in both sightings. The cross shapes were clear, but no definitive explanation was ever confirmed. The 9/11 tribute lights. Each year, twin beams of light rise from Lower Manhattan in memory of the September 11th attacks. On several occasions, visitors have reported seeing figures within the beams, including angels and religious imagery. Scientists attribute this to pareidolia intensified by grief, where emotional states shape perception. Yet for those who experienced it, the moment felt deeply real and emotionally significant. Hand of God clouds. During a July 2022 thunderstorm in Canada, a witness filmed clouds resembling an enormous outstretched hand descending from the sky. Another clip from the same storm appeared to show hands pressed together in prayer. The videos spread widely, drawing mythological comparisons. Scientists described unusual but natural cloud formations, while viewers interpreted them as striking, symbolic shapes beyond ordinary explanation. This is where the explanations run out. UFO near plane. Passenger Carrie Faridis filmed an object from a flight between Greece and Switzerland that appeared to move alongside the aircraft for an extended period. Air traffic control reported no nearby traffic, and it was not identified as military. No aviation authority provided an explanation, and the footage remains unresolved. Similar sightings from plane windows have also been reported by other passengers. If you have seen something similar from a plane window, you are apparently not alone. Black ring and smoke ring sightings. In January 2020, a near-perfect black ring appeared above Lahore, hovering before slowly fading. A similar formation was recorded in northern Kazakhstan in 2015. Scientists suggest such rings can form from fireworks or pyrotechnics, creating large smoke vortices. However, the Kazakhstan footage, captured from multiple angles, showed no clear source, leaving room for alternative interpretations and ongoing speculation about its origin. Both events were filmed by multiple witnesses. Neither produced a confirmed explanation. Orbs in the sky. In 2012, a YouTuber filmed 2 sky orbs, one vanishing mid-air. In 2014, similar independently moving orbs were recorded by separate witnesses. In 2017, witnesses in Kyrgyzstan saw colored orbs moving with apparent purpose. Scientists suggest optical illusion, but observers consistently describe deliberate, controlled motion unlike any known aerial object. The orb sightings keep coming from too many separate sources to dismiss easily. Red cloud with emerging objects. In May 2019, a cloud appeared over Phuket in clear skies and moved against surrounding wind patterns. 2 objects reportedly emerged and moved independently before the footage ended. Witnesses captured the event from multiple angles on the ground. No weather system, military exercise, or aviation activity was reported. Despite analysis, no conventional explanation has been confirmed for the incident. Black portal ring. In 2013, a driver filmed a ring-shaped object from their car, showing an inner and outer structure with light emitted from within. The object remained visible for about 30 seconds before moving out of frame. The video was later removed online, and its original source was never confirmed. While editing was suggested, early reviewers reported no clear signs of manipulation. UFOs near Brazo Dam. On June 22, 2022, witnesses near the Brazo Dam in Alberta filmed a group of objects moving in daylight, a detail that matters because daylight footage is significantly harder to dismiss than night video. The debate centered on whether the objects were birds or some kind of reflective, unidentified craft. The movement patterns and the way light interacted with the objects made the bird explanation difficult for many analysts to accept. The footage remains one of the cleaner pieces of daylight UAP video from recent years. Skyscraper-sized UFO passenger on a commercial flight over Kumamoto. Japan filmed a stationary object from the aircraft window that appeared, by the scale of the footage, to be enormous, comparable in size to a skyscraper laying on its side. Smaller objects appeared to emerge from or move around it while it remained stationary. No Japanese aviation authority has commented, and no crew report was made public. Blue beam of light. A blue beam of light was filmed in Arizona, rising from the ground and extending high into the sky. UFO researchers described it as consistent with an interdimensional portal based on its shape and behavior. The footage came from a single Facebook user and was never independently verified. No official explanation was offered, leaving its authenticity and significance open to interpretation. Canadian luminous fireballs. In 2017, witnesses in Canada filmed 2 fireballs connected by a glowing trail with smoke clearly visible between them. Scientists who reviewed the footage concluded it was authentic and unedited. However, no official explanation was ever released regarding their origin or nature. Despite being confirmed as real on film, the phenomenon received no public follow-up, leaving the sighting unresolved. Devil face in wildfire smoke. During a wildfire that forced the evacuation of 100,000 residents under temperatures of 40 degrees Celsius, farmer Craig Calvert photographed the smoke rising from the blaze. The photograph appeared to show a distinct face in the smoke, often compared to Satan. While pareidolia is the likely explanation, the image was unusually detailed and widely shared. Skull above Mount Vesuvius. In 2017, wildfires on the slopes of Mount Vesuvius in Italy produced a striking image. Smoke rising above the dormant volcano appeared to form a skull in the sky. The fires were later linked to criminal arson. Photographed from multiple locations and reported internationally, the formation quickly gained attention. Whether coincidence or pareidolia, the timing, location, and appearance made it one of the year's most memorable images. Orange flash over Russia. A dashcam captured a bright orange flash above Russia that lasted approximately 10 seconds and then disappeared completely. It was not confirmed as a meteorite, a rocket, or a military exercise. It did not match the signature of any known atmospheric event. It lasted 10 seconds, lit up the sky, and left no trace. Russian authorities did not release a public statement about it. The Norwegian spiral. In 2009, a massive spiral of light appeared over Norway, visible across Norway and Sweden for nearly 10 minutes before fading. The event became one of the most famous unexplained sky sightings in modern history. While Russian authorities attributed it to a failed ballistic missile test, many questioned whether that fully matched the spiral's appearance and timing. The footage remains among the most striking and widely discussed sky recordings ever captured. Electric blue sky. The sky above New York City turned electric blue, visible from 25 miles away. A suspected power plant malfunction was offered as the most likely cause, though the specific source of the blue light was debated. The event produced dozens of videos from across the city, all showing the same impossible-looking blue sky spreading across the horizon. The cause was probably earthly. The sight of it was not. Glowing sphere. In October 2017, residents of Russia's Yamal-Nenets region filmed a glowing sphere rising above the horizon and drifting across the sky. Many witnesses feared they were seeing something catastrophic or otherworldly. The Russian Ministry of Defense later identified it as a ballistic missile test capable of carrying a nuclear warhead. While technically an explanation, many locals found it unsettling rather than reassuring, given the object's extraordinary appearance. Beam of light. In January of 2019, a beam of light appeared above Edmonton that locals compared to a lightsaber from Star Wars, narrow, brilliant, and rising straight into the sky. It appeared at different times and from different directions, making the source difficult to pinpoint. Locals could not determine whether the origin was above or below. Aurora activity and connections to the HAARP research program were both suggested. No confirmed explanation was ever released. Dementor-like figure. In 2017, a dark, robed figure appeared in the sky above Cape Town, alarming witnesses and prompting a partial evacuation of a shopping center. Many compared its appearance to a Dementor from the Harry Potter films. The figure was photographed from multiple angles and reported by regional news outlets. It remained visible for about 30 minutes before disappearing. No confirmed explanation was ever provided, and no similar event has been reported since. Square cloud somewhere, the location was never precisely confirmed. A cloud appeared that was geometrically square, not roughly square, not almost square. A near-perfect right-angled shape sitting in open sky. The footage was described by those who saw it as looking like a glitch in reality, and that description is hard to argue with. Clouds do not form right angles. The physics of cloud formation work against it. And yet, there it was. Blood-red sky. On May 7th, 2022, the sky above Zhoushan in China turned blood red. Not at sunset, not during a fire. The sky simply shifted from its normal color to a deep, saturated red that covered the entire visible horizon. Residents initially feared a large fire nearby. Officials described it as a rare meteorological and atmospheric phenomenon. The footage, filmed by dozens of people across the city, is some of the most striking sky imagery to come out of China in recent years. Flaming object. In July of 2015, a flaming object crossed the sky above Milwaukee and was captured on what witnesses described as countless cameras across the city. An expert witness stated clearly that the object was not a meteor shower and did not match the characteristics of any known natural aerial event. The footage exists in abundance. A confirmed explanation does not. Double moon Residents and visitors in the Al Quadra area of Dubai filmed and photographed what appeared to be two moons in the sky simultaneously. Theories offered included Planet X, a projection of Mars's moons Phobos and Deimos, and atmospheric lens effects. Experts leaned toward a lens or atmospheric explanation, but multiple videos from multiple people in the same area showing the same double image made the dismissal less clean than it might otherwise have been. Mysterious fast cloud. A filmmaker named Hector Garcia was in Philadelphia when he noticed a cloud moving faster than everything around it. Not slightly faster, significantly faster, in a direction that did not match the surrounding weather patterns. Lights appeared to emerge from the cloud as he filmed it. Garcia stated publicly that he believed the cloud was concealing a craft using it as cover. No meteorological explanation was offered for the speed differential or the lights. Alleged underwater alien base. A structure spotted on Google Earth off the coast of Point Dume in Malibu drew significant attention from researchers and the general public. It appeared to show a large, structured formation on the ocean floor that did not match known natural geology. Theories ranged from an underwater alien base to a government installation to a satellite imaging glitch. Experts who analyzed the imagery leaned toward a natural formation or a data artifact. But the shape is structured enough that dismissing it entirely requires a level of certainty the evidence does not fully support. HAARP. The High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program is a real facility in Alaska operated by the University of Alaska Fairbanks. It studies the ionosphere by transmitting radio frequency energy into the upper atmosphere. It has been cited in connection with unexplained light beams, weather anomalies, and sky phenomena across multiple countries. The official description of the program is straightforward. The theories attached to it are considerably less so. Many sky phenomena have scientific explanations: dust clouds, ice crystals, Saharan sand, and atmospheric electromagnetic effects. Yet not everything is understood. Hangzhou Airport was briefly shut and never explained. The Norwegian spiral remains debated, and even rare formations like square clouds challenge expectations. Governments still investigate aerial anomalies. With modern cameras everywhere, unexplained sightings increasingly documented and harder to dismiss. That is everything for today. If any of these events stood out to you, drop your explanation or your own sighting in the comments. We read every single one. The footage is real, the witnesses are real, and the questions they raise are worth taking seriously. If you want to keep exploring the unexplained with us, the best thing you can do right now is subscribe.